Hello, football fans, and welcome back for your Week 13 final week 3-minute update. After a great group of rivalry games last week, let's see what happened. Well, in the Egg Bowl, Ole Miss came on strong, took out Mississippi State. Oregon, which should have had a tough one against Oregon State, handled them really nicely. Ohio State falls again to Michigan, which was a heartbreaker for a lot of Ohio State fans. And poor Ryan Day is now in the hot seat. He can be 99-1 against everybody else, but you can't lose to Michigan 3 years in a row. Down in Alabama, it was heartaches north and south, but depending on what part of the game you were watching. Finally, with an amazing heartbreaker for Auburn, but an amazing last second victory for Alabama. A lot of excitement. UNC forgot that they were actually one of these preseason champs that everybody was talking about, and lost very handily to NC State. So that's what goes to show you. That's what happens in rivalry week. What'd that do to the scores? Well, turns out Haley picked them right, and tied with Richard for top marks on the tiebreaker. Haley took the victory. Meanwhile, Matt and Brian, just a point behind, came in and tied for third. So if you look at how that affected the overall scoreboard, well, for the season, Rick is still on top by 5. So with only Abby behind him, and then Andy a bit behind Abby. But if I could show you, the whole top of the scoreboard is pretty jammed up, enough so that a single 13-point upset could make all the difference in the world. Not so much as you get towards the bottom, where it'll take more than one mess up for Lewis to come out of the cellar. But as he pointed out today, with the picks this week, he's only 40 points off of taking it away from Rick. So hope springs eternal. But with the bottom feeder slot, Haley just behind and Luke just behind there. Once again, it wouldn't take much to completely shift the top and the bottom ranks. So what do we got coming up this weekend? Well, first of all, early game. So Friday night game for Washington and Oregon, who will be meeting again for the Pac-12 title. I guess the final Pac-12 final. We've got Texas and Oklahoma coming back for the rematch on Saturday. You got the SEC Championship, 4 o'clock Eastern on Saturday. So we'll certainly all be watching that. There's a lot at stake for all of those games. You've got Miami of Ohio coming in against Toledo for the MAC championship. You got the ACC matchup between Florida State and Louisville. It's going to be a lot of good games. Don't forget though, with that Friday kickoff, you're going to need to get your picks in early. They're due Friday night at 7:59. And look at me, I'm right on time. Everybody, enjoy your weekend. Thanks for a great season. I look forward to seeing you next week for the wrap-up.